Итак, ребята, всем привет на канале Речи Morra Play. Итак, у нас здесь Disco Elysium. Торкнутая игра. Не знаю, как ее по-другому назвать, но прикольная. Итак, погнали. Так, мы тогда остановились на том моменте, что нам этот здоровяк вломил люлей. Мы должны были изучить современная расовая теория. Блин. Всего 16%. Это очень печально. Так, нам нужно что-то поделать, полазить. Хрена с два. Да, отмычка нужна. Отмычки, не знаю, здесь есть, нету, интересно. Так, погнали в другую часть города. Так, это что такое у нас? Ну, честно говоря, это особо нам ничего не дает. Так, пока что мы тело не готовы спустить.
Hello, sir. Step right in. The store is open. I know, sir.
Закон это я. Вам всем понятно. Ким Кицураги. Да, все уже в курсе, что закон это вовсе не обязательно это все время повторять. Да ладно, что ты, блин, мы же
Are
угораем.
you interested in a new and exciting book? It's a bookstore, sir. We sell...
Whoa. You're fooling nobody.
Sir, are you okay? You've been standing here silently for a while now. Okay, sir. I'll try to answer. My name is Annette, sir. My mum, her name is Playson. Feel free to step in and browse our wares. I'm signalling that the store is open. Otherwise, people might not know. They'd miss out on the crime, romance, and biographies of famous people. Thank you, sir. I'm happy to help Mum out with the store. I do my studies at home at the moment. I have to help Mum keep this place running. Mum says it's necessary to do both because it builds character. Mum says a proper worker is dutiful.
There is stress and unease behind these words. She's reciting.
Mum says it's peachy. She was a little afraid at first. There's talk about this house being cursed.
Так, ну все, девочку грузить не будем. Пойдемте зайдем в магазин.
The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks featuring an extremely muscular, sword-wielding barbarian on the cover. Nearly all the titles contain the word.
Oh, man from Helm, blood and violence, scantily clad women, epic narratives, all those... What does it matter? If you're a novice of the series, I...
Так, я честно не хочу здесь лазить. Так. Пойдемте на второй этаж.
plaque on the shelf reads, Biographies of famous people. Browsing through all the books with all their names makes your head spin. Suddenly, a high-speed love chronicles the romance between two of the next to Earth's. Next to that.
О, все, загрузил меня.
I'm sorry, I did not mean to rush you. I would say the book is also very daring. Perhaps for a...
Do her words seem...
Certainly, it's...
You feel like you should get this one. Definitely. It's important somehow.
Нет, я не готов тратить деньги, кэш на книжки.
These shelves are overburdened.
Так, давайте с ней пообщаемся.
Be welcome, and please take responsibility for the energy you bring into this space.
Прежде чем продолжить, вы, похоже, дама зажиточная. Не дадите мне денег. Вряд ли мне еще подвернется возможность спросить об этом. Как думаете? Не, чуть не хочу спрашивать. Этот магазин принадлежит вам.
I am the proudest owner of our little shop of culture. Goodness, you were already doing good, browsing the shelves. Why'd you stop?
She smiles and nods, seemingly relieved.
Cursed? Who said that? Annette? I will have a word with her. This
What in God's name is she talking about?
Annette, yes, my daughter. I hope she wasn't slacking off again with her nose in science fiction. Tell me, was she at her post doing her job like a proper girl? Wonderful! Did you talk to her? Great! On a scale of 1 to 10, how compelled were you to buy books after talking with her? My precious, her dedication brings joy to my heart. If you have children, I hope they turn out as great as my Annette. As a young girl should be, with the proper attitude, she'll have a bright financial future.
The woman before you scans the store, her shoulders rigid and tense. Every now and then, she nudges her glasses.
Так. Давайте здесь вот занавес.
You see a set of tattered curtains blocking the way to...
Excuse me, officer. The back room is strictly for employees only. Nothing. Now please go back to browsing the books. Don't you feel compelled to...
She speaks almost as if she's trying to put a spell. Oddly enough, the more she tries to draw you away from the curtains, the more alluring they become. You see some kind of charm, an irregular polyhedron assembled from bones, sticks, and straw. This is a traditional inhabitants of Ile de Fantôme. Aside from poking at it suspiciously, there is nothing else to do with the fish head charm at this time. Just as you're about to pull apart the curtains, the petrified voice of the shop...
Sir, don't touch that. I told you it's off limits for the... Parapsychologically speaking, we're done if you decide to open them. I won't be held responsible for the consequences.
She looks away, mumbling. Why is everyone always messing with the curtains? Why can't they just buy books like normal people?
No, it's just a storeroom for the employees, I told you. Now please step away from the curtains. You do? My God, even more reasons not to mess with the curtains. Just step away, dear sir. Why? It's not like anyone was killed there. I am sorry, I don't mean to be so impolite. Just please don't go there. I can't allow that. You'll only make things worse and unleash the powers. No! Please just talk to me, officer. Come here and let's talk this through.
Talking is always good. Go see what lies. Rip them open, we say. The curtains, tattered with age and covered in dust.
Так, пока давайте оставим в покое. Поговорим с ней.
Hello again, esteemed officer. I already told you, it's just a storage room for employees. Just let it go, officer. Go buy some goddamn books. You're supposed to be drawn to the books. It's just for decoration. Okay, fine. It's because this place is cursed. Just like Annette said. They don't call it the... Are you happy now, officer? Happy that you've ruined everything? The curse is so much worse than you could imagine. It's a disease, eating at the very foundation. It's the curse of financial distress, of ruin and bankruptcy. Everyone knows that all the previous companies in this building have sooner or later declared bankruptcy. And their malicious spirit. There's something wrong with this building, I can tell you. Ever since I arrived, I've sensed an eerie, lingering presence. As if I was unwanted here. Yes, I've contacted numerous parapsychologists. And even a pair of Simonese mediators. The wards help to keep the doom at bay and protect us against the darkness that lies further in the building. Even though now I fear it's not enough. It's not good to talk about the curse, not in detail. The negativism, it's dangerous. Talking about the void.
Wow. Void raves. Such raves may prove a formidable enemy. Suit up.
Oh, this. No, it's a special Himian amulet, blessed by desert pygmy shamans, with a spell of compulsion. It's to compel people. There are numerous spells cast throughout the store. I had the books anointed with a different...
Desert pygmy shamans. That sounds like a rather questionable way to describe a group of people.
Most certainly not. I don't want anyone who's not familiar with the psychic arts to get involved in this mess. Stay away. Leave the spirits be, so they can return to their slumber.
Slither up to her,
успех.
you silver-tongued
Так,
fiend.
интересно.
Show her what
Разворачивается
world-class
ситуация.
perfidy looks like.
Are you sure? Don't think I haven't seen You're no para-detective. You look nothing like one. And you're clearly a drinker. Pardon me for being so blunt.
You look like one. Hey now, hey. You. The lieutenant keeps his usual stony calm. He silently picks out his notebook.
How do you know all this?
Here we go.
You're part Simonese. Oh, it means our meeting couldn't have been. But I am not the only one at risk. I have to think of my daughter. You are certain you can help us? Keep us safe? I can't allow any collateral damage to hit us. If you promise, good officer, then you might be our last hope. Do you swear it? Thank you, sir. There's one more thing I haven't told you about yet. The entity.
Так. Интересно, как складывается ситуация. Меня заинтересовал этот ход событий. Так,
Do
давайте
not
посмотрим.
act surprised. You know of these things, sire.
You have? The entity takes the form of a woman, a witch probably. I've suspected that she must be connected to the curse ever since I first saw her. Did you know that she lives inside the chimney? Yes, that chimney is part of the building's central furnace, and it's enormous. She has barricaded herself behind some metal security, some unnatural magic, I assume.
Круто, мы ключ
You should
получили.
go find the entity and ask what happened to all the companies in the building. What is the source of this curse?
Так, погнали.
Unbelievable darkness and ruin. What you discover? Probably just some office space.
Так, все, погнали.
Inexplicable feminist agenda.
Хорошо, круто. Все, круто, погнали.
You see a set of You see a dimly lit room full of dusty furniture and trash. A doorway stands in the back, covered in dozens of...
Oh!
Это мужчина? Блять. Ну ладно.
A heavy door with a missing... Only an echo. No one is there. After exerting some force, you manage to turn the key. An uneasy knot forms in the pit of you.
Detective, you're the one in charge.
Ай-яй-яй, ты. Побаиваешься тоже. Ну, пойдем. Так, ну здесь тренажерка была. Тренировочный зал. Ситиус Фортис.
A barbell lies on the floor. It's 60 kilograms. Your triceps hum at the sight of these weights. There are no collars on the barbell. This is a safe...
You're right. The weight may fall off. Better not touch it then. It would be a violation of EPIS safety regulations if the gym was still operating, but it isn't. No one's supposed to come here
Так,
anymore.
нет, рисковать пока не будем. Так, а здесь стрёмно, честно сказать. Нам фонарь.
It's dark. Yes, you might even call it a feature of the universe that you need to hold tools to use them. Right. Now let's get to it.
А, у нас фонарики есть, отлично. Отлично. Как тут крипово. Ух ты! Нифига себе. Хорошо, что я здесь не один, а с Кимом.
Looks like someone tried to reconceptualize their business here. Look, the skis and rotor blades both bear the...
А,
Not
ладно,
quite.
все, хорошо. Не грузи только меня. Так, это круто. Весьма круто. Ух ты, да тут вообще. Так, еще туда идет проход. Обалдеть.
Your flashlight slides over an old green chalkboard covered in scribbles, sketches, and schemes. Some of the writing has faded with age, but you can still make out sections here and there. Photo. These lithe, pointy-eared creatures appear to be different types of welkins. You make out translucent welkins, with organs shining, and one of the welkins, towering among the rest, appears to be different, however. It's Vara Hamira, a high welkin, his face white and scarred like crack. The Haldor, the Tworg, the...
An inordinate amount of time has gone into drawing these little welkin creatures. Political commentary. That one has a great beard, too. Just look at those details. So much effort.
The photo collage depicts barren, icy land. Entire ocean. You see primitive oil rigs built into glaciers. Boreal dwarf, albeit a pinned postcard reads.
Так, ладно. Грузила. Это что такое?
This appears to be some kind of machine with a cube shape.
A radio computer. Just sitting here without anyone inside.
The machine lights up like some prehistoric animal stirring from its slumber, revealing fluorescent play and print keys on the keyboard. The hatch on the machine's central compartment is wide. It's empty like a beehive without its brood. The filament you have would fit perfectly inside the compartment. Like a smooth draw, the filament slides into place. On the keyboard, the play key starts blinking. A bar of fabric right above the keyboard starts producing a soft hum. The sound... Oh no. It was already glowing and now it's also making a sound. The static gets louder.
Good afternoon. Fortress accident en rue de Saint-Ghislaine. This is East Insulindian Repeater Station. Please repeat. Is this the production schedule? Fortress Accident is the company on whose name the terminal you are currently using has been... One moment. Fortress Accident SCA produces revolutionary interactive call-in radio games.
That's not bad.
Any other questions? The filament you have inserted into the reader. Yes. Is that the production schedule? Good. Please.
Password. Of course it would have a password. That's why there's a human administrator involved.
I am contractually obliged to protect the privacy of the filament holder.
I'm afraid we are not doing that, unless we want to wait for a month.
Now, can you please repeat the password? No.
A hint system is not part of the protocol for repeater stations.
Still no. Received. I will register.
That sounds bad. A login attempt. Something Don't worry. Passwords have a way of...
Fortress Accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today? Yes, I am alive. I am 70.
She repeats passwords. Programming people are all paranoid.
I work as a repeater at the East Insulindian repeater station. It's my job. As for me, well, I am sick now. Please tell me if there's anything else I can do, Votre Accident. Thank you.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering. Nothing happens. The filament slides out of its glowing nest. This old fireplace is covered in lines drawn in blue and red marker. The mesh spreading over the whole thing resembles Kadran mosaic tiles. Very pedantic. History classes, radio frequencies, unclear. It perhaps looks like a surveillance program. Someone the leader of a conductor for whoever decides there's
My God. It's as if the less money they had, the more ambitious their project became. The schedule. I know Doom.
nothing is.
Интересно.
A thick layer of coal dust.
Looks like it. Looks like an old central furnace used to heat the building. It's connected. No one has used it in ages.
It's dark and grimy here. In the darkness you can hear chatter. It's coming from above.
What are you doing? Wait, really? We should investigate, see if someone's upstairs.
A lush layer of coal now covers your skin, sinking. Still.
You're right. The rooms do look like they're connected. But malignant entities don't exist. At least not the...
Always has to be. Then what was the chatter you heard? Something breaks loose in you. A mighty bellow echoes throughout the chimney's depths. The chatter of tiny voices above suddenly. You hear a low rumble upstairs, the sound of a curtain being pulled aside.
After you, officer.
Стой,
A
мы
thick
тут
layer
забыли.
of cold, a hollow ring.
Ой.
You feel something in your chest, an unnatural pressure. It's spreading to your left arm, your jaw. No, it's many years of combined self-neglect and self-abuse. All you feel is pain and weakness. You have to surrender now. We all
Блин,
do.
да нет, только не
It gets
сдохни,
so
тварь.
dark. Cop suffers final heart attack.
Да что такое? Ты серьезно? Мне что теперь заново? О май гад. Так ложануться, так ложануться. Вы прикиньте, ребята, так облажаться вообще. Так и не узнали до конца тайну. Блин, ё-моё. Уф. Сработал. Вы мне объясните, почему. Надо сейвиться. Надо сейвиться. Так, побежали отсюда. Блин, заново все это повторять, ну это дичь какая-то, блин, я столько денег там еще нашел. Так, мы не туда пошли. Так, вот сюда нам.
Hello, are you interested in a new... It's a bookstore.
Whoa, 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 whoa. You're fooling nobody.
Sir, are you... Okay, sir. I'll try... My name is... Feel free to step in and... I'm signalling that the store is open. Thank you, sir. I'm happy to help Mum out with the store. I do my studies at... Mum says it's
There is stress.
Mum says it's peachy, cursed in the way that makes them say that no business has ever really thrived. Exactly. But we've been doing fine so far. They shouldn't be, but they seem real. Anyhow, they say that these grounds are doomed for businesses. Of course, sir.
Блин, ну мы должны... О, надо же, автосохранение сработало. А падла, почему ты до этого не сработал? Объясни мне. Вот объясните мне, почему до этого автосейв не сработал. Я не хочу ни эти книги, ничего, мне сразу нужно конкретно с ней побазарить, пообщаться, опять пойти туда. Я хочу дойти до истины. Что в этом подвале? Так, давайте сейчас я паузу поставлю, дойду тут, и мы продолжим. Ну что, ребят, в общем, я дошел до того момента, но пока я с той бабой не разговаривал еще. Ну, в плане вот, как я, как он называется? В общем, в котле. Так. Прикол.
Two cables are plugged in. Rip the red one out. Look out giant and an electric sizzle. The room is slightly quieter now. Something close to you dies with a soft...
Why did you do that?
The lieutenant raises his brows, but doesn't say anything. Somewhere, a machine hums.
Так, ладно. Так, что у нас здесь есть? Так, сразу полечимся. Так, вот сюда еще нужно заглянуть, но пока я не хочу.
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace.
Looks like it.
Котел отопления.
Looks like an old. No
Так,
one
мы
has
сейчас мы
used
должны
it
с
in
бабой
ages.
пообщаться.
No signs of it.
It's dark.
What are you doing? Wait, really? We should investigate.
A lush layer. Maybe you could paint something with this coal. Still, it's good to have this dirt on you. Real men wear coal for makeup. You muster all your strength, and yeah, you're dehydrated. A lifetime of smoking and drinking
а тогда у
will
нас
do that to you.
получилось.
The chatter from the... Then again.
Maybe you should let your voice rest, officer. Try again later. You're right. The rooms do look like they're connected.
Always has to... Then what was the chatter you heard?
Так, ладно. Не прокатило в этот раз.
You see, this ice bear is a... The bear looks oddly realistic. The lieutenant doesn't answer. His eyes are glued to the animal. A sharp slice, a gust of freezing cold air rushes to greet you. You hear a low grumble as the bear regulates itself. This is... The lieutenant takes a peek inside. His hand has found the holster of his gun.
Of course, just a giant ice bear-shaped fridge. Let's take a look inside.
The shelves are empty. All you see are... You pocket the note and the little fridge magnets. A friendly cartoon bear smiles back at you from a glossy cellophane wrapper. It looks nothing like the fridge.
Good question. It looks like an ice cream fridge. I know. What an unfortunate... What is even worse, the bear is still costing them money to this day.
На красный кабель. Значит, нам нужно вырубить его. Окей, сейчас мы вырубим его. Красный кабель. Пойдем. Так, давайте глянем. Там у нас что-то новенькое появилось.
The note is written with a blue pencil on a piece of lined office paper. This is tangential at best, but the lieutenant's detective instinct. Someone has scribbled, S. I can't believe the off-site copy is still here. The illiterate ginger kid keeps stealing stuff from the studio, so I had to... You'll find the filament memory with the off-site copy in the frozen ice cream maker.
Someone who owns a radio computer?
Which is to say, not very.
It belongs inside a radio computer, storing its memory.
It's like the production schedule you found. Only this one's an off-site copy.
Really? You don't have a... Oh, I'm sure that child would love to get his hand... I don't know. I assume it's somewhere close to...
Didn't you see one right now?
Так, давай быстрее шевелись.
Two cables are plugged in an electric sizzle. The room is slightly quieter now.
А, вон для чего книга нужна. Нужно убить время, купите книгу. Когда читаешь, время летит. Вот оно что. Все, буду иметь в виду, окей, нужно. А я-то думал, нафига нам нужно. О, как. Прикол. Откуда мы вышли? Так, это хорошо уже. Так, давайте вот черный кабель, это, по-моему,
Only the black cable is plugged into something close to you.
Why did you do that?
The lieutenant raises his brow.
Ну, пускай будет отключен, ничего не помешает. Так, это...
This orange machine, turning the crank, feels oddly satisfying. You slip your fingers under the frozen lid, but the ice is too... If you want to try again, then you need to have the pry bar in your hand.
Окей, давайте монтировку. Монтировка у нас есть.
Advanced race theory.
Так, отлично. Но это, наверное, уже в следующей серии. Это уже в следующей серии.
This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand crank. Turning the crank feels oddly satisfying. Like stirring. Turning the crank feels oddly satisfying. Like stirring your childhood dream. The ice squeaks beneath them. You see the pry bar.
Yeah, well, I have no idea, officer. This ice cream maker isn't important enough to requisition a special tool.
Sooner or later, you will stumble upon a tool mighty enough.
Хорошо. Ну, пусть у нас в руках остается. Опа. Чуть-чуть назад, 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 назад. Назад, 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 назад. Что это такое?
A few bricks have fallen off, revealing.
Seems like an old bunker from the revolutionary period. Look at all those rifles. There is, yes. And there also appears to be something inside the hole. Interesting.
Your hand reaches deep into darkness and spiderwebs, rummaging around. Most of them are rusty and inoperable.
That's a rare sight. Seems to no longer be functional, but still a beautiful thing. It means there are firearms, albeit inoperable, still lying around.
He likes this find.
Так, все, двигаемся дальше. Блин, тут целую серию можно посвящать ради этого подвала. Так, ну туда нам пока не надо. Кстати, там есть еще другое помещение, что мы не изучили.
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace. Color.
Ладно, пойдемте. Пинать я не хочу. Нет, нет, спасибо. Уже попинали. Так, пойдемте обратно наверх. Произносите правильно. Ревашоль. Ранее классе.
The whole thing resembles history classes, students with radio frequencies. It's unclear. It looks like a cardiovascular system split into veins and capillaries. You think so? The web looks like a surveillance program. Someone very important, the leader of a conductor for whoever decides. There's no way a little bit.
My God, it's as if the less money they had, the more ambitious the schedule. I know doom when I see it. The company was running out of funding.
Nothing. It's just lines on marble. This old fire, the whole thing your flashlights, some of the writing.
Okay. What do you think is going on with that computer, chalkboard, and fireplace? It looks like one of those popular pen and paper role-playing games. Only these people were trying to automate it, make it work on radio computers. Not to my knowledge. They make automated games in Grad, Messina.
Not in Revachol West.
But I don't think anyone has attempted to create an interisolary game before. We just don't have the technology. Indeed, those Welkins are a dead giveaway. Role-playing people love that stuff. The world looks like a modified version of the We Were board game.
Super cool. Someone should give them millions of real immediately. This game is too good to be left unfinished.
Through call-in stations, none of the players have to be physically present. Anyone in the world can participate in the game, as long as they have a two-way radio. Then there's the Game Master frequency that listens in on the smaller call-in stations.
His fascination has swept aside other
No idea. They stopped filling out the schedule on the chalkboard. Indeed, it's ambitious and untethered from reality, but... It's too late for that, I'm afraid. Okay, let's keep moving.
Так, давайте дальше. Так, дверь какая-то. Блин, вот эту дверь должны были нам открыть. Точнее, нам ее открыли. Если вы помните, мой глупый поступок взял и пнул камин. Котел, то есть.
This is directly above the central furnace in the cellar. The voices probably came from here. Again, your voice becomes a raspy croak mid-sentence. It's silent in the... Sire, may we suggest something? Think of the yelling into the furnace. Perhaps it's not such a bad idea. Try it again, son. Again, sire, perhaps it's not such...
Yes?
Так, блин, нам нужно как-то вскрыть эту дверь. Блин, пароль мы так и не узнали. Пока ничего путевого.
Like a smooth draw, the speaker comes to life.
Good afternoon. Please repeat. Is good. Please repeat the password. Proceed.
Don't worry.
Fortress accident. Is there anything? Thank you.
Tiles on the cube are the filament slides out of.
Так, блин, ну пока мы ничего сделать конкретного больше не можем здесь. Больше ничего конкретного. Пойдемте с бабенкой поговорим. Нам нужно будет потом заново сюда прийти и попробовать, чтобы нам открыли эту дверь на втором этаже. Там, помните, нам какая-то баба открыла? Мне кажется, мы куда-то попадем. Ну, в какое-то помещение, может быть, я не знаю. Куда мы еще там можем попасть?
You're alive and well. Don't keep me waiting now. What's in there? In that dark side? Yes, yes. How was it?
Tell her how ghastly it was. You know it's what she wants to hear.
Если честно, там просто помойка. Не на что смотреть, только горы хлама. Не хватает солнечного.
Please do tell. Did anything survive? Have you located...
You don't have anything of substance to tell her until you found that entity of hers.
Okay, but please, only a few questions. Yes, the Simonese are very crafty, and their wards are extreme.
The woman before you...
Так, ну ладно, все. Пока пойдемте. Наверное, в следующей серии нам придется вернуться сюда и попробовать заново весь этот алгоритм действий сделать. Так, думаю, нам сейчас туда... да, я думаю, нам туда смысла сейчас нету идти наверх. Поэтому вернемся сейчас к тому качку. Зачитаем ему семинический там бла-бла-бла, что-то.
Fuck your dreaming pig. That's
A little.
Don't let him dominate you, Kuno. Fuck his fat ass.
Kuno doesn't.
Жирный ушлепок, бесит он меня. Так, я помню, сейчас мы дверь пройдем, и мы там должны будем зайти до жирного ихнего предводителя. Жердяй там будет такой сидеть, хитрый.
And...
Хуйня, это пропусти меня в порт.
Fascinating. The Revacholian degenerate shows signs of racial self-reflection. How did you accomplish this little feat? So it would seem, Thrall of Rule. I find myself at a crossroads. On one hand, this pathetic self-therapy, and, of course, you will not be able to free yourself from the yoke of rule. If the Revacholian degenerate is capable of critical...
Jean, baby, do the heroic thing.
That is not possible. The game of Shahmat you play against the rule's tricks is unwinnable. The days, the weeks, the months, you will not. You cannot withstand the wasteland of reality.
It's super hard, Jean. My mom couldn't do it either.
Very well. You may enter once. Our conversation.
Well done.
Ладно, все. Ух ты. Какой ништячок нам подогнали. Ну, просто вообще. Блин, а я не знал, что одежда влияние оказывает.
On second,
It's unfortunate.
the drawer opens smooth. Hundreds of documents contain and the same materials being. It's hard to make sense of this thicket of company names.
Давай.
Whatever's hidden
Есть
here
ништяк.
is hidden well. Concentration isn't enough. Only it appears to be a to-do list. Remember, Leo, Everard's shoes. Special whirling borscht.
Так, обувь,
Water
так, Лео не
Everard's
забудь.
plants.
Обувь Эврара.
Sweep office
Особый
floor.
борщ
More
там. Да
banners.
заткнись ты. Полит растения Эврара. Подмести в офисе еще плакаты.
All items on the list have been.
Evrard Klay, probably. The head of the Debarders Union. One of
The special. What is so special about this borscht? Code for remember, Leo. All items on the list have the drawer slides. An imposing combination of a punch clock and a payphone is looking down at you from the wall. A note on the side says, "Tokens the machine swallows your coin and seems to be waiting for your next move." It's unclear whether you actually have muscle memory. Undoubtedly. Sure, nothing tricky about it.
Так, ладно. 10 сантиметров, ничего. Копейки. Блин, у нас всего 8. А нам нужно еще сколько там? 70, да, по-моему? Так. Так. Отлично, плащ вы достали.
Looks like someone left it.
Yes, the service cloak is.
As your finger.
Так, давайте возможность изучим. Болевой порог. Интересно, как до него добраться.
This is. Listen. It's okay to take a few minutes to...
If you must. But please hurry. We are pretty easy to...
Nothing incriminating catches your eye. It's a black and white photo of a young couple.
Why did you take that picture?
Так, хочу спросить его о снимке.
Fine. But let's move. I don't want to be seen snooping around here.
The chair is not as austere as the rest of the... Stay there. The drawers are empty, save for old...
I'm not here to tell you what to do.
You take the painkillers. They are yours now. Oh boy, maybe this was... You stand and... Elysium on with a loud grind. The crane shifts overhead, moving a massive metal container through the air.
Так, мы контейнер передвинули через мостовой кран.
The harbor sleeps, moving.
I can't.
The crane does not return. Before you stand.
You do? There are a million containers here. You just pick. We are not here to interact with containers.
No reply. You attempt. To your left, the lieutenant considers your actions with some puzzlement.
Интересно, почему он открыть не может? Здорово, бродяга.
The accent is so thick.
Container, container. Evrard. He looks after I see you are not a union man, mister. I mean, I don't personally mind. Folks is just... Oh, yes. Born and raised in Irish, mister. Mum had to leave my dad after he got a bit... People say us Ubies are up to all sorts of trouble.
Thank you for clarifying that, sir.
Oh, I'm just making some covers for them containers here. Yes, I am.
The containers in the yard are green in white. It's like some red infection was spread.
Yes, they are hiding it from the inside. All the red containers have the Debarders Union logo on them.
No, not really. Miss Evrard doesn't tell me all the big things. Says I go and tell them to everyone. Oh, no trouble at all, mister. No... Oh, most of the guys are down at the gates, keeping the sky... We're on a strike. The whole union is...
So no one is working?
Not everyone is down there, of course. Mr. Evrard is in his office, where he always is. But Titus and his boys got into some drunken trouble and Evrard sent them on a nice vacation. For a week or so. Oh, I'm not really supposed to talk about that. That's Union. Him and his boy stirred up something in town. Probably drank too much and got into a fight or something. I heard Mr. Everett telling him to take some time off. I guess the boys got a bit too rowdy and had to let out some steam. I don't really know the details. That's just how boys are, you know.
Easy, Leo. Let's keep this on the hearties.
Look at him. It's not gonna be anything useful anyway. Don't fight it. Better to go with the flow.
I remember I was the runt of the class, but Mr. Everett and his brother always came to help. Once they beat old Noel Becker so bad he needed stitches on his head. Mr. Everett and Mr. Edgar are real. Yes, I'm like Mr. Actually,
как это нам не интересно?
A real pretty lady with a skin like those Douai Sucre candy bars my missus likes so much. Them are real nice to suckle on once the dinner is done and me and the missus sit down beside the radio. But I can't listen to the radio all the time. There's so much to do around here and I'm always busy keeping things... Oh, Lizzie, she is a real sharp tool. Mr. Everett put her through some...
He respects that word.
But she's a real nice girl. Grew up in... If me missus and Dr. Lemaitre said...
So Everett trained a lawyer named Miss Beaufort.
Yes, this place really seems to run like...
Well, thanks a lot. Sometimes I feel some of the guys don't really get how much I bust my ass for them here. But you... Oh, yes. I leave all kinds of notes from... Oh, yes. I've been taking special whirling borscht. It's very, very good.
Power borscht, huh? Never heard of a borscht that turns little guys into dogfighters. Alcohol, however.
Oh, absolutely, mister. What do you want to know? Oh, that one. That should be empty as far as I know. Lots of
Told you.
Oh, you want Mr. Everett then? He's an awfully nice fellow here. Guys like Mr. Everett and Mr. Edgar, his brother, are real good guys. Made merchandise. Oh, Mr. Everett is very old. Bye-bye now.
Так, ну ты, блин, болтун, а. Ну, здорово, толстячок.
With great effort, he straightens himself up in his chair, yet says nothing.
Welcome, Mr. Dubois, Mr. Kitsuragi. It's good of you two to stop by. Please, have a seat. I'm Evrard Clay, head of the Debarders U. I'd offer you my hand, but unfortunately my health prevents me.
He looks extremely comfortable. The tiny folding chair, on the other hand, looks like a torture device.
You go ahead, detective.
Whatever he has in store for you, it can't be. Forget about that. What's with this Dubois stuff? You're getting some seriously bad vibes from that name.
Please, Mr. Dubois, let us converse in a civilized manner.
It's nothing. Yes, that's probably...
Very well, Mr. Dubois. I respect a man with strong convictions. I, too, have convictions, one of which is that I will not engage with any man who won't face... Should you find yourself more amenable in the future, I'd gladly resume our conversation. But until then, I'm afraid...
You're no Titan of Felician, buddy. He's got you in a fork. Sit down or leave.
Да.
Excellent, Mr. Dubois. I can see that you're a reasonable man, and reasonable men can be of great use to one another. So tell me, how can the head of the Debarders Union help a represent...
The chair you're sitting on has got to be the most uncomfortable chair in the world. It's
Oh, by the way, I heard you got a rather rude
Хорошо вспомнил.
reception
Я
from a
сейчас сохраниться не
certain
могу, блин.
Lawrence Gart. Some people have no manners. It pains me to say. This should take care of that nonsense. It should be sufficient to cover your expenses for a few days and patch over your differences with a cafeteria manager.
wow, that's 25 real. That's good money. You need.
Yes, I know Lawrence. He's a real character. No union.
With a grin, he points to the checker game. It's like you're on a game show. At least don't thank him for it.
Okay, okay. I respect a man with principles. No handouts, then. Now, I'd like to set your mind at ease about one other matter. Your lost gun. Let me assure you, Union people are on it as...
His slug-like lips move, but all you hear is an... The world is swallowed by a black hole of fear. Only 2 words escape its gravitational pull. Lost and gun.
Are you all right, Harry? You say you got this, but you seem a little It's not like you left it loaded. You didn't lose a loaded gun. Local children aren't out there playing with it right now, pointing it into their own mouths.
It was loaded. There were 2 bullets in it. You always keep at least 2 barrels loaded.
Officer, we will deal with this later. We don't need Mr.
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
God, you're sweating.
Конечно.
Your knee is jerking. You're about to cry, aren't you? You're about to cry.
Mr. Dubois, you...
What is this,
Да
Mr.
ты
Dubois?
чё?
He keeps repeating.
Mr. Dubois! Mr. Dubois! Harry!
Может быть, так и сделаем. Нет никаких Гарри, уходи в себе, там безопасно. Да нет.
Mr. Dubois, are you okay?
Maybe you could use your hands somehow, in a kind of throw-in motion, like you're throwing that Mr. Dubois act right back at him. He's Mr. Dubois.
Don't be dramatic. I can see your condition isn't terminal.
What an odd demonstration of... you got me, Harry. I don't even know what. As entertaining as it was, I'm afraid we're wasting our time.
Okay, enough. We are here to ask you some questions pertaining to a...
Quick, here's your window. Get yourself together and ask him questions. Police officer questions.
Oh, of course. That's your main thing. I mean, it's no secret that the lynching is connected to the strike. So much to talk about. Honestly, it's been weighing on me so heavily. I understand you need to interview me. But there's a thing that's been keeping me up at night. I want to talk about the hanging.
Yes, that sounds good. Let's...
But I can't think straight with this thing weighing on me. You're police officers, aren't you? I have a crazy idea. You guys are basically door-opening machines. Incredibly talented at opening doors.
I'm not sure I understand. If you're asking us to break down someone's door...
Come now. I just need you to go open a little door for me and leave it unlocked. A simple...
Does this jiggling ooze think he's going to...
Harry, I'm a very busy man and more...
You want to send someone a message.
I repeat, I'm a very, very busy man, Mr. Kitsuragi.
Короче,
and
нас зовут Гарри
therefore I
Дюбуа.
must occasionally enlist outside help. So what will it be, Harry? Oh, no one's. It's just a weasel. A weasel lives there. Nothing. A loud blabbering weasel. Just go there, unlock the door, and leave it open. It's been such a burden on me, Harry. I just want this to be over so I can discuss business with you. Fantastic, my friend. You can get the key from Manana. He's down by the gates. Manana's like a... Just open the door. You don't need to go in or anything. I just want that... Of course. Let us dispatch with the formalities. My God, so it's true. I didn't want to believe it, but you are a fantastic science fiction...
I think the odds of that are very...
It might be a good idea to hide your confusion. I mean...
So good to hear that, Harry.
Words flow. I guess word as well.
Are you trying to tell me you've gotten hold of some of our documents?
Mr. Kizuragi, would you mind? Me and Harry are talking about his lost...
Don't just jump to the folder. That's not smart. Shows you're on the edge. Do some probing first.
Ah, this? My friends in your organization...
This translates into...
I find that very suspicious.
I'm afraid this is meant for union eyes only, Mr. Kizuragi. I'm sure you understand. Please continue, Harry.
As you look at the folder, Evrar covers it with his hand and pets it. He's hiding it from you because it's not a real RCM folder.
Okay, Harry, you got me. This is from the Census Bureau, not the RCM.
He got the name from the Census Bureau, and everything else from your actions here in Martinez.
Yes, Mr. Kizuragi, from the Census Bureau. Like I said, now I'm actually a very busy man, so is there...
That means he doesn't really know. A pity. The mystery of you will have to remain a mystery for the time being.
Yes, that's what I said. Try to keep up, okay? Let's move on. Honestly, I didn't want to bring it up, Harry. I heard you have become Measurehead's race pupil. Personally, I'm not big on the whole race thing, let me assure you. I'm very glad you're comfortable. Anyway, I assure you, I am a very Yes, your lost gun. Your gun will be found, Harry.
The only way to find it seems to be working with him. He might even be holding your gun hostage. Who knows? Only one thing is certain. If you work with him, you're going...
Yes, thank you for the hot tip regarding your lost gun, Harry. My men have indeed... Now, please, let the professionals do their job. Kick back, Harry, relax. I have great guys on this. You focus on what's important. Building our... Damn it, Harry. That's exactly what it means.
He is not.
Of course. I understand. We help you, you help us.
My dear Harry, there are literally millions of containers in this harbor. I couldn't possibly remember what... Harry, you smooth-talking son of a bitch. Time is a precious resource, and I don't have enough of it to count containers with you.
Smooth talking.
Wait. You need this to get in and out through the gate. Here, you're one of us now. A real red and white union man. Take...
Ну, в общем-то так. Скользкий толстый пидор. Извиняюсь за нецензуру. По-другому его просто назвать, ну, никак не могу. Так, давайте перчатки закинем. Сумрак. Долго, 20 часов. Ну ладно. Так, ну, подытожим итоги. В общем, мы нашли, точнее, проникли в загадочный подвал книжным магазином, где якобы обитает какая-то сущность, очень странная. Вполне всего кто-то там лазит, кто-то там туда-сюда бегает, тырит, ширяется, не знаю, что там еще делают, если там этот рыжий. Иногда нет-нет, полазивает. В общем, нужно будет нам на следующей серии до конца добить, узнать, что за сущность. Это человек. Это понятно, никакая не сверхъестественно. Поэтому нам остается это здание. Второе. Нам нужно будет проникнуть в квартиру какую-то и просто разузнать для этого жердяя. Взамен он нам вернет, скорее всего, пистолет и еще какую-то информацию даст. Ну, дальше будем узнавать, расследовать. Так, ну, думаю, все пока на этом. Так что, ребята, всем пока. Ставьте лайки, пишите комментарии. Всем пока.